Hi everybody, I'm Danielle, Life Force Yoga Shoe Swap. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you can join me on your mats for a nice Hatha for the spine today. Let's get going. Good day, everyone. So here we are in my yard in Lee Creek today. So pretty happy to tune in today with everybody. Going to do a little standing to begin today's Hatha practice. So you can either stand kind of, if you're outside like me, you could be standing with your toes in the grass. Otherwise, you can stand on your mats, and you can, if you're in your house or whatnot, and you can stand the top part or just anywhere on your mat here to start. We're just going to begin with some breath. Now, grounding into your feet to begin, really feeling an obsessive amount of awareness in all 4 points of your feet. So even before beginning, your palms can be just by your sides and just taking a big breath in to arrive. And a big breath out any which way. And let your belly start to relax like Buddha. Just nice soft belly. And you can even push it out a little bit. And you start to draw in breath. And you start to tune out those illusionary senses. And tune into truth of the inner senses. The higher senses. So we breathe and we prepare. So maybe setting intention to let the body know we're going to pay attention to it today. We're going to congratulate the body for how awesome it is today. And we just notice it all with the breath. We can set intention with our breath, even if nothing comes to mind or heart right away when I say, set an intention. And we often go to yoga practice and classes and people will say, set an intention, nothing will come. It's like, wow, I must be a weirdo. I can't think of anything that I can set. But who cares? The intention is set by the breath in, by your showing up, by driving your car there, by tuning in today. So as you breathe in, your arms coming up super slow so we can inflate fully right to the lower lobes of the lungs. And we take in as much oxygen as we can get to. And then when we get to the top breath, we feel full. Take in one more sip. And then press the palms together. Hot out the mouth like you're fogging a mirror. As you bring your thumbs to heart center, suck your navel in, bring it up to the heart. Breath out. Even I like to blow out birthday candles on my way down when I start to feel like I'm done with breathing out. I say no more. I do have a little bit more there. I can change that up. Shoulders drop down behind you as you press the palms down, and you can look down at the back of the hands, but drop the shoulders behind you at the same time, so you're feeling that pride in the heart. And begin again. So everyone's lung capacity is going to be in a different place here. The goal is to just take in more and more and more air. Hot out when you're ready, pressing palms together, lifting navel at the same time, all the way up to the heart center as the thumbs pass by the heart. Interlocking the grip, staying calm in the glutes. Let them soften, let your feet ground. Nice light toes as we push out leftover carbon dioxide. Inhale. We're going to do a few of these. So each and every one gets better. Our lungs start to stretch and we start to realize the lungs say, oh, I can take in lots of breath. And you want to always notice how your breath flows through class and also after that. Exhaling when you're ready. So you know your body best. All yogis will be in different places here. Who knows what you've been doing in your life. Maybe you're an Olympic swimmer and you can swim underwater for long periods of time. And your inhales are going to be 10 seconds absolutely and beyond, maybe into the 3-minute mark. So there's absolutely no rush, especially where you're at your home, in your practice, in your time here that you've given. So we begin to hear the sound and feel the sound of our own breath. Just 2 more here. So make them your best breath yet. Opening heart and drawing the shoulders down the back body. At the same time, you're activating the arms by reaching the fingertips up. And then exhale. Keep your navel drawn in and then start to draw it up. I was going to say drink it up. Draw it up from the lower abdominals all the way up to the crown. Interlocking at heart center, and exhale, press away the palms and shoulders drop back. 1 more, really nice one. Go as long as you possibly can. Take in more and more and more breath, getting in all kinds of oxygen for your day or for your evening or for whenever you're tuning in. Saturating this tissue, saturating the cells, and exhale, cleansing the body. Grounding the body. And we are going to work today. We're going to do a few little, I feel like today is going to be about spine and about just movement. So, if you're feeling stiff at all, this is a practice that, is for everyone and really every level, because we're always going to accommodate. So we come to that Tadasana, and I want you to think about Tadasana when you come up. Standing mountain pose, right? It's one of the hardest asanas to master. Simply standing still with relaxed fingertips, relaxed toes, grounding. It's pretty noisy here. I live on a bit of a busy road, and it's Friday. It's cottage country. So people come out here, and I don't know, hopefully you can't hear it as much, but in the background I also can hear birds. And a beautiful, beautiful soul sang me a song recently, and it had to do with a busy road and how the busy road can be harmonious. It is what you see it as. And I just, it so resonated with me. And there was a few other things too, but in any case, Tadasana, where I got off track there. I always do, right? Tadasana, standing still, lifting navel, and you're imagining that, ta-da! I'm here I am, world, I am awesome. And then just be awesome as you just stand and be seen. Okay, so we're going to move along. So half moon, inhale, arms up above your head. Now, I can't talk today. Still lifting your navel up towards your heart, right? And then heart up toward chin, chin up toward third eye to crown. So we reach all the way. Fingertips stretch up. Now, this might be challenging for some people, right? Even just here. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice our arms coming up and our shoulders dropping down. Now, options for modification are right hand can come to the right hip crease and just rest there. Left arm stays up. And most people just beginning yoga have a bent elbow. We can also go gusto with a nice, straight, strong arm. If you're looking for that intensity, you want your arms above your head, interlock your grip, releasing index fingers and crossing your thumbs. Now here's the trick. You want to squeeze the palms continuously till the wrist creases one day will meet and the shoulders drop down at the same time, and you can stretch up with your index fingers to touch up and reach over to the rainbow, or the rainbow's above your head and you're tracing it, and you reach up and over, pushing the hips to the left, upper body comes on over to the right. Now if you're modifying, you can also take the right hand, grip the back of the left forearm, and bring and help yourself up and over. So we're not collapsing on the right thigh here at all. We're lifting up to really gain length through the side body, between the ribs here, the intercostal muscles. We can still continuously ground our feet down, feel secure. Now, I didn't mention, but normally for the most amount of intensity, toes and heels are together here, or you can have that hip distance. So we're breathing. We've got a nice open airway under the chin, up and over to the right. So you want to reach for the pot of gold that's way up and over there. You can see it, you can feel it, you can reach it. And then inhale, coming all the way back up. we're going to take a moment to just relax our spine. So I'm going to go side 2 in case you guys are looking at the video, but really with this, just see if you can listen to my voice and go through it this way. So bending the elbows, bringing the thumbs to the back of the head or neck like a shark fin. This is shark fin namaste. So you bend the knees, bring your stomach close to thighs, even resting on thighs, and bring your chin towards your chest. Bring the elbows right in front of you. Let the weight go to the heels, wiggling the toes, soften the jaw. So we breathe here. We make it a little bit more challenging for the heart because we're pressing belly on thighs. But we also want to relax the lower back. So tuck your chin towards your chest. Breathe in once. Breathe out to relax and maybe even deepen the knee bend. And then on the inhale, really engage your core. Engage your navel and come all the way up. Breathing in, arms coming up. And on the exhale, you can let the arms float down. We're just going to take a moment in between to let your arms rest out. So it's nice to work our muscles and then let them rest. And then here we go again. Inhale, arms up. We're going to go to the other side. So on this side, just switch up your thumb grip. Perhaps thumbs going switched up in a different grip direction. Reaching the arms up. Index fingers are crossed, thumbs are crossed. Or we've got the modification, left hand coming to the left hip crease, and or holding the back of the forearm. So there's everything, every asana has a progression. And so I always think, we can start anywhere. Everybody has a place to start, up and over to the left. So imagine, even if it's, here the depth happens over time, right? So you're going to look eventually like that half moon, but maybe today it's not quite as deep. You're more getting to lift. Imagine just reaching the thumbs to the back left corner of your yoga mat. Make sure your arms eventually start to get straighter and you drop the shoulders behind you at the same time. Navel lifts on the inhale breath. We're breathing here, stretching, cleansing, ascending, descending colon. We're really working digestion this entire class today. Lengthening up and over. There's that pot of gold. Just reach for it. Staying calm in the shoulders, back of the head, right between the space, right between your ears. And then inhale with engagement, tighten tummy. All the way up. Now we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to switch it around just for fun. I'm going to go this way. But just bend your elbows and bring the thumbs right to, if you were bringing them right to the back of the head. And then ground your heels. Start to come down into your knee bend. Breathing in and out. Now working the breath is crucial here. So we let the back relax. Bringing the elbows even closer to the eyebrows as you squeeze in front of your eyes. Breath in. Nice wiggly to the toes. Breath out. And then on the inhale, coming up, grounding into the feet again. Reaching up. And arms coming down to the sides. Awesome. Okay, so we're still going to work spine. Let's do an awkward pose. So toes and heels together at the top part of your mat. And maybe I'm going to do different angles throughout maybe as I move around. But anyway. So if you've been practicing yoga, you know probably what awkward is. So toes and heels will put about hip distance apart. We're going to stretch our fingertips out forward, okay? And then we're going to follow through with the gaze. So you want to look over the fingertips and then lift your gaze up just a little bit more. And then when you do that, remember our Tadasana when we were standing proud, right? So we want to say, haha, here I am, lift the heart all the way up and then calm the shoulders down, let them drop down the back body, lifting the navel up. Another breath. So arms are going to work a little bit here. So on the next inhale breath, really pull that breath in from the top of the head. And on the exhale, you're just going to bend your knees. That's it. Just bend the knees. Now it doesn't, as long as, what you want to do is keep imagining there's a wall behind you and you're gluing your shoulders to it. At the same time, you tuck the navel in, pulling it back and sitting down in a chair. I'm going to turn around because the traffic's that direction. So hopefully you won't be able to hear it as much. So sitting down, don't watch the video, just listening. So just working to imagine you've got a yoga block or something right between your thighs and you're squeezing your thighs together. So as you're stretching forward, pull the upper body back. And as you breathe in, you're just lengthening. And then exhaling as you sit down deeper. Now, when you're sitting down, you're counter stretching forward. It'll feel like you're going to topple over, but you won't. Keep counter stretching, reaching forward, grounding heels, pulling the navel in and up. Breath in. Exhale, sit down a little deeper. Hold for 3. Inhale. And exhale, 2. 1. All the way back up. That was probably more than 3 seconds. Coming up, leave the arms where they are. Now we're going to do a second set or second part to this. Oh, I'm going to go this way. Second part to this. And we've got our arms outstretched. We're just going to come up, inhaling on the tippy tip toes like a ballerina. Now, as you get your foot height, so oftentimes when we first started yoga, heels will be lower, closer to the floor. As we gain strength, we're coming up like that ballerina. We're lifting up the navel again to heart, heart to chin, chin to third eye to crown. So it's this lovely long line. We wobble. That's perfect. Take a big inhale. And as you're ready, just bend your knees. But if your heels drop, come back a little bit. So backing off when you need to, going through to intensity when you need to. So we start to shake, we start to wobble. That's perfect. So keep breathing in the top of your head, lengthening up. Exhale, we're squeezing the imaginary yoga block still at the same time between our thighs. Coming up, heels up, knees up. And all the way back up to stand. Arms can rest down by the body. Shake that all out. And I was thinking, we'll just do that with a little flow. So as we come into a flow, we're going to inhale. Now arms are going to come up. Ooh, I got an itch in my ear. There's lots of mosquitoes out today. Inhale, arms up. Now as we reach, now imagine you're just reaching. Everybody's got kitchen cupboards. We're going to reach to get an item off the top shelf. So our arms are above our head. We want to come up. So get on your tippy tip toes. Inhaling, reach up. Exhaling, we're going to lower the heels. And at the same time, we're going to tuck the navel in, draw it back. And we're going to dive forward with our hearts. And let our chin come forward or come toward our chest or toward our thighs. Our head toward our knees. Hands coming down. Inhale, half lift. Now a half lift is various ways you can do half lift. So coming up, hands to shins. This is how we'll go with it. I'll cue for this today. So as you bring your hands to shins, your arms are straight, lengthening up like you're creating traction from tail to crown. And we draw the navel up. So we inhale, create that traction. Number 7, you're with your body. And exhale, we're going to fold it on down. Fold your head down. Let your forehead get closer to your shins. Now ground into your feet, root to rise. So we're going to reach our arms out. We're going to engage our belly. And we're going to ground into the earth with our feet. Coming all the way back up, we're going to do the same thing. So reaching for the top item. So guess what, guys? We're picking things up off the ground. And we're reaching and getting things from the top shelf. So reaching up. And then slowly with control, lowering those heels down, staying with nice integrity in the core, and you're just swan diving fold. So your swan dive fold, let the breath out, fingertips in line with toes. We can then come to half lift, inhale. Now various versions, right? If that's a little challenging, you can bring your hands to your thighs. You're looking for a nice long flat back. So we're in, we've got a dining room table set up here in our back body, and we can just have a couple glasses of wine, nothing too serious. So we'll stay right on our back. Squeeze the elbows to the side body, draw the crown forward and the tail to the back of your mat. Lift your navel up, one more breath. Exhale, let yourself fold on down. Let that relax into this lower back. So if you're feeling any pain, there's never any pain in yoga. There's only tension you can breathe through. So notice what your back is telling you. Maybe here, walk out the legs, bending one knee. As you breathe, bending the other knee, softening your face. So staying with the awareness of your body and what it is showing you for this entire practice today and after the practice. We're going to do 3. 3 is our number. Push into the feet, root to rise, arms out, engage the belly, engage the legs. Really feel the intensity in the arms. Arms coming above the head, we drop the shoulders down, we fan the fingers wide, look up. Exhaling. When you're ready, coming down. Actually, I forgot what I was doing, so lifting up the toes. Don't listen to me today. Bad cueing.
Coming up, getting that tight item off the top shelf as you lower down. Yes, I did say I was going right into a spine lift, and I was wanting to, or a back lift. Exhale, forward fold. Coming into that fold. Human moment, just letting myself bend one knee and bend the other as you're letting the forehead dangle. Maybe the fingertips and hands are supporting you. Let's do that half lift one more time. Inhale, hands to shins. Lengthen. Exhale, soften as you fold. One more time. Forehead to shins, forehead to knee. Walk out your knees one at a time as your ears relax down. Okay. Oh, there's bugs under my feet, you guys. Oh, wow, that was an interesting one. Oh, yes, by the moment. Okay, I'm going to back off and let him travel on by. I don't even know what that was. It looks like some kind of centipede. Poof, I'm going to get on my mat now. Hey, maybe that isn't a bad idea. All right, we're coming up. So push into the feet to rise. Hopefully in your house there's no centipedes, and it's black, so I don't know. It was weird. It was almost under my foot when it went by. I don't like that. Lengthening up. Oh, nature, I love you. Okay, so now we're going to do our back lift. And I call them back lifts because you'll hear them called back bends, but don't be misled by that. It's not a back bend until it's ready to be a back bend. I mean, yes, maybe someday you'll look at the back wall behind you here, but it might take you several years and definitely several practices, depending on your flexibility and what your body's been through in its lifetime. So let's reach the hands up. Let's prepare. So modification to start. Here we go. We can leave the arms apart like a beach ball. It's between our hands. We can take our hands and slide them down an imaginary jean pocket that we have, but be mindful that you're not collapsing on the hands here. They're just there for kind of show. You can also take the hands up and go for intensity as you interlock the grip above your head and cross the thumbs, releasing index fingers. So here we go. So I'm going to cue for that more intense version. As you lengthen up, draw the gaze up. And as we start to reach up, keep the arms in line with your ears. So that will be your guide to know how ready your spine is. So as we breathe, we trace our gaze 1 millimeter at a time, a little further back, keeping the feet grounded, the toes light. And we go a little further back. And we reach up with the fingertips, with the index fingers, continuously looking to draw length to our body. Drop the shoulders down at the same time, so it's counter resistance. Engage your navel, lift it up. Draw the gaze all the way back, look back, fall back, way back, look back a little further, all the way. And then release, coming back up, releasing the hands, and a swan dive, bending the knees all the way forward fold. Awesome, walk it out. Just feeling out the glutes, the lower back. How do you feel? Okay, so from here, we're just going to creep our fingertips to the top of our mat. We're going to send our feet to the back and we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So modifying for down dog, you guys, is really just coming down to your knees and forearms. So if you were doing, like, say, a puppy, if you find down dog a little challenging, so sometimes for the wrists or something else, then we can start here and we can curl the toes and send the hips on up. And we can find a modification here. Now, if that's where you are, or if you want to come up a little higher to your down dog, perfect. So we walk it out. Staying in this inversion is literally amazing for so many systems. I was going to say for all of them, really. But cleansing, breathing nice and long, connecting in with breath here. Walking out the legs, one knee bend and the other. Fan your fingers wide, really put the pressure into all 5 points of the palms. And noticing the fleshy part of the hand right by the pointer and the thumb. Ground down there. Relax your ears. Staying in our down dog. Just a few more rounds of breath. Okay, so today we're just going to do a little lunge here. So looking forward, let's walk up to meet our hands all the way to the top part of the mat. And from here, halfway lift. So inhale, half lift. We've done this before, right at the beginning. Look down at your yoga mat. Draw your shoulders to the back part, lifting up the navel. Exhale to fold. All right, here's where the lunge comes in. We're going to ground into the right foot. We're going to send the left foot all the way to the back part of our mat and come down to a lunge. Now you can leave your back toes curled for a second and we're going to give some options on how to go a little deeper. So first thing you're looking for is that alignment, right knee, right ankle, and we ground the foot. So we don't want to collapse so totally on this right thigh. So you want to really feel your navel, draw it to the back like you're kind of pulling the navel to the back of your mat. And at the same time, soften your shoulders down. Yeah, they'll crunch up by your ears. And now we've got our back toes curled. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, what I always like to do is lift my back knee up and then just set it back down. Oh, maybe a millimeter further back. Awesome. So then here we are. So take a breath as you find just a moment to relax into this asana. Inhaling, exhaling. You can uncurl the toes here. Left hand is going to come down inside the right knee. And with that, we're just going to turn our hearts, take our right hand to our back, to the lower back, and we're going to turn our heart towards the right. Turn our gaze towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in. And exhale as you come back to look down at your yoga mat. Right hand frames the right foot, and we're going to send our hips back for a half split. So with that, you can keep your hands for sure in line with your ankle. You can bring your hands back and keep stability or that rudder in your back foot, like the shoelaces are down. And we come in to point the right toes to the nose. Okay, so as we bring your fingertips back, your balance is feeling a little bit better and you're getting more flexible in the spine. So you're going to eventually be able to take your left hip way back to the right or to the left glute. So right hip a little more forward. Now let your chin tuck more to chest so you can lengthen through the shoulders, the upper back, the chest. You're just relaxing. And it's a great place to check in with your hips. So bringing the right hip forward, left hip falls back. So several rounds, just inhale, soften your face on the exhale. Let your chin tuck toward your chest, compression around the throat. Amazing for pituitary thyroid gland. Any compression to throat chakra awakens. Okay, so let's flow this a little bit. So on the inhale, we're going to bring the toe, look forward beyond the right toes, flex the toes to nose. On the exhale, we're just going to fold our forehead toward our shins, flattening out our right foot. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the toes. There's two. You're going to work 3 on each side. Exhale, forward fold, bend the elbows, let yourself melt forward, feeling it all throughout the body. Inhale. Flick the toes to nose, lift the gaze. Last one here. Exhale, forward fold. So on the transition, we're just going to bring our gaze to the top of our mat. Inhaling, bring the knee in for your low lunge. From here, we're going to add a little bit to the top part, and we're going to curl the toes. We're going to lift the knee, pivoting the back foot all the way around to plant. We're going to keep our depth of knee bend. We're going to bring our right hand inside the right foot. You can flatten the hand or you can tent the fingers. And it's just like you're pulling on a bowstring. You're going to let the left arm release and you're either going to take it to the lower. Oh, I got that thing in my back. I got to move that. You're going to let your, yeah, that's better. I had that little microphone thing. And then we're going to either take the left hand to the lower back or you're going to reach all the way up to the left or to the sky. So taking a moment here to breathe in. Bending in to your right knee, opening up, wrists, elbows, shoulders in one long line one day. Lengthen up, inhale, And then exhale to transition. So coming back down, pivoting all the way around to your low lunge. And we're just going to pop the left foot up to meet the right. So get ready for that so you can get a little bit of a spring in your step, like you were at the starting line and they're going to shoot the gun off. And so when you're ready, just bring your left foot on up to meet your right. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root to rise. Inhale all the way and reach the arms out. All the way up. And another forward fold. So draw the navel back. Heart melts forward. Just melting down. Here we go. So we're going to do that all again on the other side. So we're just going to take the right foot, send it all the way to the back. Dropping the back knee down. So scooching the left toes so that you get that nice alignment, even keeping the back toes curled to start as we did on the other side. So hands are just kind of supporting the body here. And if you wish to, lift the back knee, setting it back a little bit, just even a millimeter makes a whole lot of difference. Excuse me, and it's not necessary, but it feels neat if you want to go a little deeper there. So pausing, uncurling the back toes. Just noticing any tension, tightness in the body and just sending your breath there. So really thinking of your body differently than you ever have before. True healing comes from noticing what the body tries to show you every day. The body shows us dis-ease, and if we ignore it over long periods of time, we create dis-ease that manifests into physical form. So if you're noticing any tension, just draw your attention to it and just smile. Welcome. Welcome it. Imagine it was an old friend you hadn't seen for a long time. And you met for tea. And you sat and talked and remembered the old times. So thinking of your body when it reminds you of things, maybe old injuries or something will pulsate, an area will kind of throb, or you'll notice sensation. So notice it. Instead of just dismissing it as, oh, nothing, or, oh, what was that? Oh, I have to run to the doctor to find out. No, you don't, actually. You just have to look inside and find out what your body's showing you and just ask, body, what is that? Oh, I notice the tension. I see you, body. And sit with your space, that space. Sit with the space for tea. Thinking of yourself differently. All right, so from here we added the twist. Right hand is inside the left foot, and then we went left hand to lower back, and we turned the heart to the left. And I know, so my apologies for turning away from the video, but it's the way here. So left arm reaching up, because I'm trying to avoid the traffic noise for the microphone. So reaching the left arm up, or you've got it to the lower back. So we just decide, we reach, we breathe, we look up, and then bring the left hand all the way back down. This is where we came back to half split, so bending into the right leg, flicking the left toes to nose, bringing the fingertips all the way back to either align with your hips or maybe your knee today. And we check in by tucking chin to chest, and we look at our thighs and draw the left hip forward and the right hip back a little bit. You've got your heel down on your left foot, and maybe the toes are pointed. Relaxing the space between your ears, the back part of your head. Take a big inhale and draw forehead to shin, forehead to knee. And just relax as you draw your left hip forward, your right hip back. Bending the elbows, perhaps. One day, right hip will land right on the right heel. Doesn't have to be today. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to flow. So inhaling, look beyond the toes, flick the toes to nose, lift up. Exhale, forward fold, forehead to shin. Let it flow out. Inhale, toes to nose, lift the chin, just shoulders drop back. Exhale, keep the navel tucked even, nice and active as it draws back to the back body, the forehead all the way down. Inhale, lift the toes to nose. Last time here, exhaling, flatten the foot out and bore the forehead to chin. Awesome. So from here, we're going to come back into our low lunge. Planting the hands down, curl the back toes under, and we came into that. We just pivoted the back foot around, 45 it. Keep the left knee bent. Pivot the left arm in front of the left foot, tented or flat hand, and open up. So you can either bring your right hand to your lower back, or you can reach all the way up. Wrists, elbows, shoulders in one long line. As you breathe in, you stretch up, look up, shoulder falls back. Exhaling, coming back down. So right hand's going to come back. Left hand comes around to frame the front foot. Pivot your back foot around. And again, we're going to do that lunge to transition. So getting ready, maybe even a little spring in your step. Inhales and exhales. And maybe even as you're doing that, if it's challenging, creating less distance between your feet to lessen the intensity. As you bring your foot up to meet the left, bring it on up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Root to rise. Last time here. Push into the feet. All the way up to stand. Thumbs to heart center this time. Awesome. Taking pause in Tadasana. Taking pause to breathe. To notice the shoulders, the feet, the legs, the glutes. Just letting everything settle. One more inhale. Palms can be relaxed any which way. Letting yourself relax down. Okay, so from here, we're going to transition to on our backs or to the floor through a squat. Now, we may not all be ready for squat, but we are going to give it a go. So feet come out to the side corners of your mat. Normally, if I was in a yoga class, I'd probably be at the top part and doing it, but because it gives you a little bit of a guide, those side corners of your mat. But you guys decide. I'm just going to say feet are about kind of wider than hip distance. And the toes are out to the corners. Okay, so, and then what I normally do, let's just take a breath in and bring our thumbs to heart. Okay, awesome. And then toes are out to the corners. And we're going to make it a little more interesting for our bodies. And we're just going to kind of start to bend the knees and sway the hips side to side. And we're going to let the body decide where we can come down. So oftentimes I notice in yoga practice or in yoga classes that I'm teaching, people are about here. A lot of times men are here. It's all to do with the quads, with the hips, and they're tight. So we take our time getting down. Once we're down, a lot of times people's heels will be lifted. And of course, that's perfectly okay. So it's going to be wherever it's going to be. And eventually your feet will be flat. And you'll be able to pull your upper body back and letting the back of the arms rest in the inner thigh and just help you hang out here. So here we are. So breathing in, breathing out. Not going to stay here too super long. So if you're like, what? Your hips are screaming to you. Just be like, hey, hips, how's that going? What's up, hips? Whew. What's up, hips? And smile. Hips hold huge amounts of huge amounts of emotion we need to recognize. We need to let out by simply noticing oftentimes. Okay, so bringing the hands down in front of you. Hopefully that centipede left. Yikes! And then bringing your knees one at a time. Really be mindful with yourself here. And we're going to come all the way onto our backs. Sending our feet out in front of us. Plant your feet down, and we're just going to come all the way down to our backs and lowering down, just practicing our breath. So your feet are planted, and you're just going to lower back coming down first, middle back's on its way down, high back makes its way really nice and controlled all the way down. Nice. So bringing the head down and then keeping your knees bent, palms by the body, tuck your shoulders under the heart center. Ground your left foot down, bring your right foot up and over the left. So a little thread the needle today. And just feels like we need it for our hips to open, for all the work we've done to the spine today, to just let our body ground and relax into everything, all the benefits. So with this, there's lots of stages. So we can keep our hands by our body to high five the mat, totally perfect. We can add a little layer by taking the right hand and just explore the hips by pushing away and creating resistance on the right thigh. So you're pushing with the hand, keeping your shoulders down on your mat though. So you're just kind of a nice little push. And you can even bring a little resistance back to the hand with your thigh if you want to. And just creating a nice opening there, a nice little stretch. Ow, mosquito. Ooh, a nice little stretch. I was going to go down by the water and do a video, but for one, there's no beach right now. And the other, I thought the mosquitoes would eat me alive. They probably would, well, even with fly spray. Okay, so here's the other added little bit. If you already are in full expression or you know what to do, go for it. Left leg's going to lift the floor. Right hand's going to go between the legs. Left hand is around. And we're just going to pull towards the body with the heads down. The head is on the back or on your mat here. It's really nice. And take the elbow even of your right elbow and push on the right thigh and just create a little bit more resistance. A little deeper stretch. Flex the feet if you want to. So lots of options. So breathing in and breathing out. Flexing the feet. And this time, maybe even kicking the left foot right straight up, like it's going to dance or walk on the ceiling. Pulling the thigh or the body or the thigh towards the body and elbow towards the right thigh and just press away. Keeping the lower back down, nice flat back. Grounding that cushy part of your lower back into the mat. Flexing the feet. One more breath in, pull the thigh towards the body. And exhale, let the left leg plant back down. Unwinding, we're going to just do that all again on the other side. Kick the left foot up and over the right. So just letting the left knee bow outward. Pausing here. Just tuck your shoulders under a little bit deeper, under the back body. Left hand's going to maybe even push away. The left thigh pushes a little bit into hand. Breath is nice and strong and long. Just a nice stretch for the back today. Keep your chin proud. Soft face. Noticing anything the body's showing you. Anything at all. Twitching. Trembling. Numbness. Tingling. What do you notice? I have this weird tingling going on in my left leg right now. It's just a funky one. Vibration. What do you notice? Because for sure your body's showing you something here. If you want full expression, you haven't gone there yet. Left hand between the legs, right knee coming in, right hand reaches around the right thigh. And we pull again to feel that nice resistance. And sometimes I like to rock a little bit. There are no real, rules other than breathing and letting go of ego in yoga. Letting go of ego can apply to a lot of things. Not going, if you notice pain in your body ever, back the heck off, right? Tension is different than pain. Right now I'm feeling deep tension. Same thing when I was feeling on that little bit of vibration. There's a little tension in my glute here on the left side today. So, and depending on what you do, right? So what have you been doing with your body? I think that's from gardening. I picked a lot of lettuce yesterday and I picked a bunch of spinach and beets and stuff. And I've been loving the garden right now, you guys. Loving the garden. Oh, big breath in. Just what are you loving right now? What can you love right now? What are you grateful for? Which people always say, right? And it's as cheesy as it sounds. It's like, no, what can you love? What can you find gratefulness for? I've been finding gratefulness for pretty much everything in my life. And that takes a lot of time. Definitely wasn't always there, and that wasn't always the case for me. Flex your feet, breathing in with awareness, with love for you. And exhale as you drop the right foot down, left foot unwinds. And then from here, we're just going to extend our arms in line with the shoulders today. Actually, before we go there, let's interlock our grip behind our head. I've done this one before. I even think I did this one on a YouTube video, I'm not sure. But soles of the feet come together and splay the knees out wide. And then just again, tuck those angel wings under the heart. Breathing in, just filling up, feeling powerful, feeling vulnerable. Surrendering. Let the back of your head rest so heavily in your hands. Let your breath feel warm as it comes in, like soft wind, breezing, blowing. That beautiful warm wind, that tropical wind. Breathing in and breathing out. When you breathe out, it's a great opportunity to let your head fall deeper into your hands. And if your elbows aren't flush with the floor, don't worry about it. Just kind of be where you need to be. Same with the knees. So this is a position where oftentimes people do newer to yoga need a little bolster under the outer thigh. Releasing the hands, reach around for the outer thigh, speaking of, and close your knees. And then heel toe the feet to about the hip distance that we've been using all class. And then extend the arms out long. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Windshield wipe the knees from side to side. So we're really paying attention to our gaze going opposite our knees and just to the feeling of our back body as we massage everything. Today, I don't know, hopefully you can't even hear that. But just breathing. Hopefully all you hear is the sound of your own breath. Body feels and what it is showing you. Because it's showing you something. Every day, every second, all the time. They're like little barometers to what's going on for us, even if we can't see it for ourselves. It's kind of awesome, really. Okay, and then bring your knees. And I'm going to do one more asana before we close off. Okay, so palms down by the body. Tuck your shoulders under. We're going to do a little bridge because I love little bridge. Ground your feet down. And on the inhale, now what we're going to do is we're creating a little bridge for our boat to float under our backs. So ground, so push your tailbone down into the earth and then scoop your tailbone up and let all the weight go into the shoulders. Now tuck those shoulders under one at a time. The palms are still flat by the body. So we've lifted up. Now we also have that yoga block between our thighs on this one. So we're squeezing the yoga block as we lift our hips up. Chin's coming up to ceiling. Chest coming up to chin. So we're opening up our airway, lifting up. Now the boat's going to sail under. The knees are going to want to bow out. Bring them back in. Hug that yoga block. Keep bringing in the breath. Inhaling, hips come up. We're getting taller and taller, higher and higher over time. Some of us might want to come up on the tippy toes. We've done that today already. Stretch it up. Exhaling, we're going to let the heels drop if we lifted them. We're going to bring the high back up down first. And we're going to squish into middle back. And we're going to squish into lower back. And we come all the way down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Ground the feet really nicely. Start to scoop the tailbone down. First cut and then come up. Scoop it down first and then come all the way up. Smile at yourself. This time, if you want to, you can interlock your grip of your hands underneath the sit bones. Pinkies touch the floor. Lift up the chin. Lift up the heart. Lift up the hips. Squeeze your knees together. Wow. Squeeze that yoga block. And then exhale, releasing the hands. High back again comes down. Really feeling a nice integrity to this lowering down. And then last time, here we go. So inhaling, just practicing. This is amazing for the joints. So all the ligaments and tissues that hold our joints together, and surround our joints are getting a nice little stretch here, a nice little awakening, strengthening, squeezing your yoga block between the thighs. We come up a little higher, interlock the grip if you did before, or if you wanted to give it a go this time. Pinky stay down, lift up, squeeze the yoga block. One more time, chin lifts, heart lifts the chin. Exhale, releasing the hands. Upper back comes down, middle, lower. Here we go, and so on. So now this time we're going to hold in a twist. So reclined twist. So lengthen the arms up in line with shoulders like you're making a snow angel. I like to do a little alignment. Push into the feet, lift up the hips, set them over to the right. Let the knees drape to the left. Gaze falls over the right side. And just relax here. So nice breath in. Now options with the knees. Now right foot can be behind you, resting on the mat. Most times if you're newer to yoga, you probably want to be around there, having the right foot behind. If you want a little more intensity, the knees can come closer together, kind of tight together, but keeping the right shoulder down. The right shoulder lifts. That's a guide for you to back off a little bit, that you went a little bit too deep. So you want a flat back here. Shoulders are both hugging the mat. And if you're still looking good, you can kick your right foot out straight to the side to get a little more intensity if that is where you want to take it. But you want to go somewhere where your top leg can really just rest nicely and you can get a nice little relaxation in this reclined twist. So we start to flow our breath to allow us to relax. So inhales draw in lots of light. Lots of new energy. Exhales let you get rid of old and let you relax into earth. Imagine you're just resting on the fluffiest cloud. It's just so supporting you in every way. It's the cloud, but it's connected to earth and grounded at the same time. Just so perfect. Back of the head feels nice and soft and relaxed into the earth. Next inhale, bringing the knees all the way back through center and transition all the way to the other side. And looking at opposite directions of your knees. If you want a couple of windshield wipes in between, absolutely take them. If you're ready to go, knees go left, and we decide again what to do with our top leg. Didn't even care. Hook it over the right thigh so your left foot comes up and over if you wanted that version as well. That feels nice towards the outer hip. Just breathing, breathing, breathing. And if your neck is sensitive in any way, you can still totally for sure be looking right at the ceiling. You're just relaxing the back of the head. Just breathing in and breathing out. One more breath. One more exhale. Releasing from bringing the leg back through and just coming into that windshield wipe, side to side. Maybe even opening the knees, splay the knees wide, soles of the feet can come together, reaching the arms above the head, and then stretch the legs out long. Morning stretch here. And then just get a nice stretch in, and then relaxing through that, and just relax on your back. We're just going to stay here. It seems like we've worked really hard today. We're just going to have Shavasana, or we're just going to have our class close on our backs. So resting here. Taking a breath. Bringing thumbs to heart center. And actually, if you do prefer, you can come up to seated any which way. But if you want to stay on your back, that's perfect as well. So thumbs to heart center. Big breath. Acknowledging your practice. Letting that breath out. Inhaling. Having a breath together for all of us who've practiced this video.
And a breath out to share. One more breath for self. Letting it go. For body. Thumbs coming to third eye. A beautiful place to close, to recognize. Seeing the light within yourself will allow you to see the light within all that is. Take the time in Shavasana today. Thank your body for its strength, for its dedication. Thank your mind for choosing. And thank you for joining me today for another practice with Life Force Yoga Shuswap. Take the time to be in stillness now. You're already on your back. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. All of it makes a difference. And the more time that you give your Shavasana, the more you're going to notice over time. Thanks again. See you next time. Namaste.